Hey, welcome to Life After Mindstroke. I got a couple things that I got out for a DJ demo video I did, but I thought it would be a good thing to show you guys. So, you got to figure stuff out. You look at what you used to do and you figure out what tools you used to do it and what tools you could use now to do it in your current disposition, your physical being as of right now. So one problem I had were speakers. They were heavy. My speakers weighed a lot, 40 plus pounds sometimes. So I needed lighter speakers. So I found these guys right here. Here, as you can see, I can handle them. A little over 20 pounds. They're little 8-inch speakers, but they're really good. They sound great. They have a real smooth sound. I didn't compromise any quality. They're very expensive, mind you, but they do the job I need them to do. Now, normally I would use a 12-inch speaker because that's really a good speaker for the type of sound I want to produce as a DJ. These are actually 8-inch, so that bass part isn't as good. So what I had to do is get a small subwoofer to add to the system, and that subwoofer weighs over 40 pounds. Now you might ask yourself, well, what's the deal? You were trying to avoid 40-pound speakers, so why did you buy a 40-pound speaker? Well, here's the thing. A subwoofer goes on the ground. You don't have to lift it up in the air, you just have to set it on the ground. Where these guys, you actually have to put them up in the air. How high in the air? Pretty far. Most of the time you want a speaker to be over people's heads. You figure the average person's, you know, maybe about 5, 6, or I don't know, 5, 10, 6 feet tall. So I like to have my speakers at least 6 feet in the air, the bottom of them, so that horn, the loudness doesn't hit anybody right in the ear, because it kind of goes over their heads and the sound dissipates nicely throughout the room. So how do I do that? How do I get this speaker over 6 feet in the air? Well, I got this stand behind me that's pretty cool. It's powered. Here, check this out. I'm going to put this speaker on the stand, which I can do. You have to lift it up, I don't know, 4.5 feet in the air and set it on the stand, like so. But that's not very high. As you can see, I am taller than the speaker. Well, check this out. It's powered. Watch this. I simply pull this pin and lift. There's a shock absorber inside. As you can see, my speaker is where I need it to be. It's tools like this that have allowed me to go back on the road. Here's some other ones. Now, I did mention a 40-pound speaker. It's not that I can't lift 40 pounds. It's that with my leg, my balance is bad with 40 pounds. So can I balance on one leg and do 40 pounds? That's a little tough. To carry for a long distance, here's that 40-pound speaker right here. As you can see, I can lift it, but I don't want to carry it for a long way. So here, I got this cart that I use. Now, there are carts that I could use that weigh less than this one, but I can't find a cart that I can set up easier than this one. I simply put my foot here, release, this comes down, usually it does. There it goes. And now I have a cool hand cart, so I can pick up something like this 40-pound speaker easily and set it on the cart, and away I go. There are all kinds of fun things you have to figure out when you're putting something like this together. For instance, you need power for a lot of things, like speakers, amplifiers, whatever, so you need power cords. Well, how are you going to wrap a big, long extension cord? I bought a few of these. I have this one installed, and that's why I showed it to you. It's made by Baco. It's a retractable extension cord. You need an extension cord? Maybe you want to hang this up somewhere in your house? Pull it out, and there you go. And it locks. Well, I can't make it lock right now, but there, you take your time. It locks, get it to the length you want it. You've got power wherever you want it. Of course, it reels right up. I have 3 of these I bring along with my mobile DJ system. Plus, I have a real similar cable like this that I use for my microphone and speaker cables. Now, just because there are retractable extension cords doesn't mean that I want to run extension cords for everything. If I can avoid an extension cord, I'm going to. So you use a lot of wireless things, like wireless lighting, that is also battery powered. You charge these up at home, you put them in the case, you bring them to the job, and you turn them on. They're also controlled with remote control. You can do crazy things like you see at concerts. They call that DMX, where they program the lights to do things. Or you can just do simple chases with things like this. Here's just one of the lights I have. I've got several, and they really make my life easy. So yeah, this stuff is not cheap, but it's good, and it allows me to get back to work. And no one said, hey bro, I buy this or buy that. I had to figure this stuff out on my own, because I don't know if anyone's done this before. I don't know if anyone has taken that challenge that I've taken before to get back on the road in a physical condition similar to mine. People don't understand. They'll say, oh, we'll get this because it's lightweight, but then you look at it and it's like, wow, this really requires two hands to operate or to set up or whatever. So I had to think about stuff that required one hand to set up, was lightweight, and even if it was bigger than what the thing I had was, you know, like here's an extension cord wrapped up, right? Well, those Bacos are a lot longer than that, and they're a lot heavier than that, and they're bulkier than that, but I can manage them. So just because it's lightweight doesn't mean it's better. There's a lot of things you have to take into consideration when you're trying to figure out how to do anything. So I think the Young Stroke Survivors Facebook page is a great place to talk about things like this. What tools do you need to get back to doing what you want to do? And, you know, sometimes only you know, but, you know, other stroke survivors with similar conditions, maybe they've got an idea. Maybe they've tried something or thought of something. Together, I said this before, I'll just say it again, I really think that we could definitely go very far if we combined our efforts, put our heads together, and figure this stuff out, because no one's going to do it for us. That's our video for today. Thanks for watching. Hang in there. And if you guys have any questions about anything I've done in this video, or you want to figure out how to do something, let me know. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but, you know, hey, maybe another head might help you out to accomplish what you want to accomplish.